Early winners, losers in 2019 NBA free agency. Is there anything more entertaining in sports than the first 24 hours of NBA free agency? After witnessing and as we wait for the Kawhi Leonard sweepstakes to come to a close, let's break down the early winners and losers from the first day of NBA free agency. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant did team up in New York, it just wasn't with the Knicks. The duo decided to join forces for the up-and-coming Nets, and Marks, after Brooklyn's disastrous trade involving Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, deserves credit for landing the stars. It's early, but by combining Durant and Irving with a budding roster that features young talent like Caris LeVert and Jarrett Allen, the Nets can build on their 42-win season from last year. Brooklyn likely won. Indiana made the move to acquire Malcolm Brogdon to pair with Victor Oladipo, but the price point is questionable. The Pacers sent Brogdon joined the 50-40-90 club last season, becoming the 10th player in NBA history to do so, while recording career numbers 15.6 points and 4.5 rebounds per game, but he's struggled to stay healthy during his NBA career. That's why the Pacers also threw a 3-year, $31.5 million deal at Jeremy Lamb, who is a career 33.9% three-point shooter. Indiana had to, after 3 organizations balked on giving Butler a long-term contract with big money, the star forward finally landed a monster deal with the Heat. Butler reported, while shooting at least 46% from the floor and 34% from deep, Butler was one of those 10. Factor in his play. Kemba Walker publicly stated that he was willing to take less money to stay with the Hornets, and Charlotte took that a little too literally, according to Stadium NBA insider Shams Charania. This prompted the guard. In failing to re-sign Walker, the Hornets lost out on an all-star, and when you're a small market team like Charlotte, those types of players don't exactly grow on trees. To make matters worse, things are about to get ugly in North Carolina. In light of Klay Thompson's injury and Kevin Durant's departure from the Warriors, the Western Conference is suddenly wide open. Enter the Jazz, before the NBA draft, added wing scorer Bojan Bogdanovic in free agency and acquired front court depth by signing Ed Davis. Mix these players, this franchise is the gift that keeps on giving. New York was widely considered for much of last season, and when the team landed the 3rd overall pick in the 2019 draft, it seemed that they could trade for the Pelicans' Anthony Davis in an attempt to form a Big Three in the Big Apple. Instead, Durant and Irving ended up in Brooklyn. That forced the Knicks. While New York has promising young players in Dennis Smith, R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, and Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks will have to balance its development of the youngsters while keeping the veterans happy with their playing time. That's not an easy line to navigate, especially for a franchise that has consistently underwhelmed. With Leonard still unsigned, the NBA landscape is set to change, again. He is taking the potential to form an all-star trio with LeBron James and Anthony Davis is surely tantalizing for Leonard. The opportunity to Leonard's decision will add at least one more winner and loser to this list, but in a way he's already won. Like James in the post appeared first on related slideshow 2019 NBA offseason moves provided by Aman.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.